since the Matrix event in
Okay. Yeah.
2017. So, yeah.
Wow. And that's where you got this idea to write a book, right?
Well, it had been brewing in there, yeah, for a while. And certainly a lot of inspiration for that, being around other people writing books and, creating things. So yeah, definitely.
And
Um,
it's real.
and it's real. Yeah.
And they are number one Amazon bestsellers.
I
Not
know.
just bestsellers, but number
Yeah,
one bestsellers. That's pretty cool.
it is pretty fantastic.
And it was a lot of work.
I believe it.
I mean, when Kim and I spoke last week, literally in January when they approached me, they didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
They literally were invisible online. Kim had a tiny Facebook page that was private with her daughter. Paul had deleted all of his social media 4 years before.
Oh, wow.
Because he decided he didn't want to be on social media. So considering we only started in January, to get them where we got to them in like 6 months, because realistically, we didn't have anything to show until mid-March.
Okay.
All they sent me was the book cover and this graphic of the 6 characters. And the font for Gifted. That's the only elements that we had to work with. So
wow.
when you look at their website and all of the content and all of the blogs and all of the video and all of the social media, we pretty much did all of that in 6 months.
Building it up, yeah. From
I used to be
nothing.
dark-haired. I did many years ago, but I just.
Many years ago? Yes, we all change in those ways, don't we?
My wife stays consistently the same blonde every month.
Does she? Yeah, we have our tricks for that. So.
Oh,
yeah.
anyway, tell me. Normally, and we've done this quite fast because normally people send me a form, I get a chance to read it, I go do some research, and somehow we just sort of jumped through a couple of steps and we got straight to third base or whatever, and we're here already, so it's all good.
I was getting, as long as that's okay with you, I know people have, we have our processes that we like to.
I have found that with the PGI people, mm-hmm. they are already so further down the road than most people in terms of their intention, in terms of where they want, maybe not how to do it, but in terms of what they want. And that was the same with Kim and Paul. They knew what they wanted. They had no idea how to do it. But they knew exactly what they wanted. So that's fine. I mean, I've worked quite a bit with a couple of PGI people and Kim and Paul and like 4 different people now. And it's consistent methodology. I mean, they know what they want. They just need the expertise or the advice or the almost like the consent to go do it, So yeah, no, it's good. I'm all ears. I'm recording this as well, by the way. So
okay, good.
We can.
Good, wonderful.
I can send a copy, and then anything we do is already, documented.
It's already, yeah, exactly. We can go back and I can tell you my memory faculty is not the best one in the group, so so I make notes all the time.
I do too. Yeah.
Yes. So
you asked me about online courses, and I think you mentioned something about poetry.
Yeah. So I congratulated you because I was very I've been watching Kim and Paul for the past several months. I get curious about watching other creators who are doing things that that resonate with me. So and Kim and I have gone back and forth to supporting each other with with different things around our respective books and how do you launch a book, and we've probably crossed paths in Peggy McCall's program too, as we've been exploring and trying to figure out how you how do you do this, how do you create a bestseller. So last year I I published my first book, and it was a collection of original poetry with a bit of a twist in that I encouraged my readers to take on a writing challenge, something that had been shared with me that really helped me get over this sort of story I had about writing poetry, that I couldn't write poetry for some reason. I was not part of that elite group of people that could write really, really good poetry or poetry at all, even though I had done that in my past. So, so the book really encouraged readers to take on this challenge as well. And so, so poetry / challenge in the book. So it was called 3 Lines, 30 Days, Unleash Your Inner Poet.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what was the thing before 30 days?
What's that?
You said?
3 lines. So the idea with the challenge is a very simple challenge in that you write 3 lines of poetry every day for 30 days.
Okay.
The premise being, I believe anybody can write 3 lines of poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get into a practice of doing that every day, and that repetition, and some interesting things start to happen. Yeah. So anyways, long story short, published and released that book last year, so July of 2018.
Okay.
Hit the bestseller status on Amazon, which was awesome. That was part of the the goal.
And that was with Peggy's course, you said, right?
What's that?
That was with Peggy's course.
Yes, I've been in Peggy's course since it was the start of 2018, actually, January.
Yeah.
So about 7 months later.
Very smart lady.
She is. She's wonderful and very generous. And
I went to one,
wonderful.
what do they call it, paradigm shift?
Yes.
So I went to the last one with Kim, actually. Paul wasn't there. He was at the one before, and they're both going to the one in a few weeks' time. But that's right on Thanksgiving, so I'm obviously not going to that. So. Considering Bob's
that's a nice thing about
having all of these events on, like when I went to Paradigm Shift, it was actually our Independence Day. But anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
July 1st, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So best-selling status published?
Yes. Bestseller status, international bestseller status.
You know they grow.
Well, here's the thing. I made some deliberate choices back then, first time through the process. And I really wanted to sort of be in the trenches, I guess you could say. So I was a one-woman show doing a lot of it. And something I learned from that was that, I'm not sure that I would want to do that again. Although it was, I'm grateful for all the learning opportunities that it provided.
Yes.
Learned how to, put up a sales page, a landing page, do all the, all of that stuff that, all kinds of things about. But, I did the minimum that I could, that I thought would be effective, essentially. I was trying to be very...
Quick question for you. The website, does it not work anymore?
Which one?
JuicyConsciousLiving.com?
Oh, yeah, that's the name of my business currently.
Because I found your Facebook business page, but when I go to the About page and it says www.juicyconsciousliving.com, it breaks. So I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that.
This is awkward. The site you're looking for is not here on DreamHost. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I've been sort of moving some stuff around. So it's very possible that,
Great. Okay.
yeah, it's never really been, when I decided to publish the book, I never sent anybody to Juicy Conscious Living. I mean, it was a blog, for the longest time, just a personal blog.
I love the sound of it. I mean, it sounds very sensual and
yeah,
fun and
yeah,
very, very, very like, yes.
yes, right. And it fits. I mean, it fits. And then I, at some point, decided, primarily when I was, going through the book publishing process, and that I would put everything under my name, and create that as really the umbrella brand, I guess you could say. And yeah, because Juicy Conscious Living just didn't fit everything that I was doing. I do some technical proposal development work, which Juicy Conscious Living, gets a few eyebrows. But yeah,
I met a lady. I went to the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, CAPS.
Yep.
At Christmas time, and I met this lady. Her name is Dana Farrant. Lovely lady. She's quite a smart consultant, and she's a former dominatrix.
Okay.
And it's like, oh,
very nice.
And her first book was sort of like, I can't remember the title, but it was something like treat them like a dominatrix. And it's like, what? And she said, it's so interesting that in business, even though she was a professional, I don't know if I could go so far as to say she was an escort work or something.
Could be.
I don't know. An older lady now, but anyway, she's definitely been in that space.
Yeah.
But now she works in the boardroom, and her whole process of sales is that we're just like, oh well, if you'd like to buy, and it's like, no, own your value, and so for her, women selling to men like to be dominated. So interesting.
Very interesting. So she's using her experience in that, in that realm.
Yes. So
yeah, to do something.
I don't know where you're going with yours, but just sorry.
That makes two of us. Oh my gosh. No, there's definitely, I would say, and even in the book, there's some very sensual poetry. So yeah, it's definitely an aspect.
Good, because that's kind of the vibe that came across to me.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm all in, no matter what.
I don't, that, Jonathan, just the phraseology of that, Juicy Conscious Living, has been with me for about 7 years.
Oh my gosh, good for you.
And it's just kind of started, it just evolved over time, but I could call it all kinds of things, a lifestyle, a manifesto, the way I choose to, lead my life. And there's a little bit of the sensual, and then, the conscious, studying and understanding the way the universal laws work, and it's all kind of like mixed up in there. So,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like a fun life.
What's that?
That's like a fun life.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to get rid of that.
Where is home for you, by the way? I should know that.
Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah, East Coast.
Yeah. I don't know why we don't say Maryland, but it's Maryland. I get it.
Maryland.
Okay. Yeah.
Maryland is good too,
And I'm always about family. So are you a family person, solo person? What's Michele?
I'm a solo person at the moment. Yeah. Never been married, no children. Some beautiful nieces and goddaughters spread out all over the place. Yeah, family. I grew up in Minnesota, actually. So
we have several clients in Minnesota right now, actually.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
I've never been to Minnesota, but I should. I really should.
Yeah, find a good reason to go. Yeah, just not in the winter time. Although you might be used to.
We get some winter.
You get.
We're
Does it
more
get
Seattle
cold?
sort of weather, really. So it's
Yeah.
more cold and damp than it is cold and snow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a different kind of cold.
It's a different kind of cold. The damp cold is not. Yeah, I don't do well in the damp cold.
Hence me in my sweater today, because I just had to go and put. I was trying to avoid wearing a sweater, but it's like, no, I need a sweater.
I know. I had to put mine on. It's really warm here today, but I've been just kind of like running around today, and I'm like, oh, I better, cover up myself if I'm going to get on a Zoom call.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know how much you know about me. Probably seen me a little bit around, but this is the 15th year we've had this business.
Okay.
And, we reinvented, or I reinvented myself in 2009 because of a major car accident, which got me into social media because of an injury and recovering from surgery. And now we have a team of about 10 people, and being able to do the scale of the projects like Gifted. But I do a lot of individual teaching as well, in small groups, and do quite a lot of speaking. So we have clients from, whatever, size-wise and price-wise, and many different packages and programs that we can help people with. And I've been married to Debbie. Last week was our 32nd wedding anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. That's fabulous.
And we have 3 daughters. We're all out in the world doing different things. So yeah, I'm the polar opposite of most people in my world.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, for pretty much the majority of my professional career, I was in the software and education technology space. So, and, wearing all kinds of hats. From the only thing I never really did was software development.
Okay.
I did a lot of technical writing, customer support, project management, installation.
Wow.
Yeah, those were some interesting years. So, but yeah, I ended up learning a lot about technology that is delivered inside of education and education institutions, and have had this sort of vision for a while of being an online course creator and teacher. I like the idea of teaching in small, intimate groups as well. So just like you were saying, but just have not realized that, that dream yet. I left the corporate world about little over 3 years ago, and struck out on my own. So I do, like I said, a little bit of, I have a couple of clients, including my former employer, who, I do a lot of proposal development work for. So as they are bidding on projects to colleges and universities, I'm helping do some of that writing and, putting a compelling bid together. So that's kind of my day job of what keeps the lights on.
And in the evening, you're E.A. James writing 50 Shades.
Exactly. writing poetry, or right now so this summer I went through with my former employer, actually, they offered me an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, which was to, they're developing like an e-teacher or digital teacher certification program, and they were looking for pilot students. So I went through that entire sort of 12-week course, just sort of understanding in a little bit more depth the sort of pedagogical approaches, and I loved it because it was very student-centric. Like, what's the experience of the student? and how do we make sure that, the content is being delivered in such a way that the student has the best possible experience, that it's accessible, that it's really easy to get to, that kind of thing. So and part of that course, the capstone project was to outline a full online course, which I did. I took my book and decided I would make a course out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And where is that at? And where is that housed?
And that's where I'm at, because I'm like, as I think, Jonathan, about what it took to launch the book last year, I'm just so like, I look at that and I go, I don't ever want to, I'm not sure I could do all that again. Not as a Lone Ranger kind of experience.
Yes.
And a course is just another type of product, I suppose, that you're putting out into the world. But yeah,
it is. But so
it's different though.
One is being known as a personal brand, and the other one then we teach social media in 5 steps.
Okay.
We do a boot camp, and the way I sort of say the number 1 step of social media or anything really is to engage. Like, people need to get to know you. So we're engaging right now.
Great.
The second piece is to entertain. And, we've already had some fun around conscious stuff. So that's kind of part of the process, is people getting to know you and enjoying their communication. The third step is to educate. And that's where we're going to get to, is like, people need to know what it is that you do.
Right.
And when they know that, the 4th step is to empower. Like, by them buying that, by them investing in you, they're going to be in a better place. So those 4 steps lead to the 5th step, which is entice, which is like, okay, how much is it?
Yes.
And when can I start? So that's how we teach this whole process. And we did exactly that with Kim and Paul. I mean, we spend a lot of time between the entertain and the educate piece, with all the character reveals and the different universal laws coming out of the gifts and so on. Always engaging. And the empowering piece.
That's what I noticed, Jonathan. Sorry for interrupting.
The empowering piece was in the last couple of weeks is like, you need to read this book. We didn't want to be hard sellers, but the empowering piece was, you need to read the book. And of course, Tuesday was the entice. That's where we had the launch party with the bonuses and all the other things that we put together. So almost everything I do is a 5-step process. And sometimes people sort of come up. I mean, anybody who works with me, no matter whether they spend 1,000 or 50,000, whatever, they all go through the same process. It's just level of access and how much we do as opposed to how much you do. So I mean, and I always, the reason we're called We Make Stuff Happen is I say to people, it doesn't really matter what the stuff is. It has value and it has integrity, first off. It's about people. And once you know who your audience is and why they need it, we can make the stuff happen. But obviously there's a process in the middle between making the product very desirable. Sometimes I use the word sexy, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the eye candy of the internet, if you like. And then the desirability then comes into the fact that they will then go and do their research. And we know that 70% or so people will go and look about you online before they buy from you. So what are they finding? What are people saying about you? Not just testimonies, but online reviews. What transformations have come about because of reading your book and working with you? And then who are you? How do we get people to fall in love with you as a content creator, as a course leader, as a person? Which is why I ask personal questions, because that's what people fall in love with.
Right. It's what we want to connect with. Someone.
I mean, I'm surrounded by little signs here, but words. You know how much power is in words, right? And setting the intention, and exciting. Got it. Okay. At this point, then we've got a course.
I was going to say, so I can kind of see, I didn't always set out to do this, Jonathan, but it kind of happened in the process of putting the first book together, that I saw a vision of 3 Lines, 30 Days actually being a series, like Chicken Soup for the Soul, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
That whole brand.
Yes, I do.
Yes. But that, wouldn't just be my poetry, right? Like the first book was my original poetry. But there's a lot of people, not a lot, but there's people now that have started to take on the challenge, and I'd like a lot more people to do that.
Right.
And I envision being able to publish multiple books like this in a series like structure, where it's other people's books, or other people's poetry, sorry, an anthology of poetry, if you will.
So why poetry?
Why poetry? Yeah. Oh gosh. Why not?
Did you? Well, no. Yeah. Did you love to? I mean, as a child, did you have a passion for reading? Was there a certain Russian, I don't know, writer who just totally took you to a different world? I mean,
I did love to read when I was, when I was younger. Absolutely. Ride my bike to the town library, and I would spend hours there. Sometimes my mom would have to come looking for me, and there I'd be in the, between some stack of books.
yeah.
But I started to play around with poetry certainly in high school. I even wrote, poetry for, people I was in love with, and like
Oh,
very sappy poetry. Not sappy, but just it was, when you're young and in love, it's really easy to, or I have it that it was easier to express myself that way.
Yeah. And
so
the thing is, to me, some people think of like poetry as being old-fashioned, but then everybody loves music. And you think of the lyrics and songs, I mean, it pretty much is poetry in motion, right?
It is, absolutely.
And the three stanzas of music is really your 3 lines of poetry in many ways. Yeah.
It can be. Yeah, and the other thing I find, Jonathan, is people think that poetry is difficult.
Okay.
That I can't, that a lot of people have told me, I could never write poetry, Michele. Like, and I really, I don't know, something about that stuck with me, that I think if, people have experienced reading poetry, but to write poetry is a whole other experience. And I'd like more people to have that experience of being connected to something, or to have a poem just come to you and through you and out onto the page. I've heard a lot of musicians kind of describe, if they're playing a guitar or something like that, that a lot of the times that's what it feels like. Like, it's, something just coming through them, and they're not thinking about it. They're not,
You look at the Taylor Swifts of the world. I mean, not only is she incredibly lovable as a person, but her writing talent to take all of these hardships in life and then turn them into songs that literally change the world. She creates movements out of her writing. I mean, she can sing, and sure, the country music-y kind of whatever, but she's capturing the voice of the generation, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's always been something very romantic and, something almost untouchable about poetry that is very intriguing. Very.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you like to do then? If you had a magic wand today and unlimited time and budget, what does success look like to you?
Yeah, good question. I mean, like I said, I
In the
reached
Bob
out.
Proctor matrix, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you holding?
Literally holding.
Well, metaphysically, literally, whichever.
Or just an outcome that I can see. Yeah, this is where even the poet in me has a hard time like articulating what that looks like right now.
So, okay, let's what's your next best move from where you're at today? Obviously, you've got a Facebook page, you've got a published book. What and the course is written?
It's been outlined and I've started to build it inside of a platform.
So are you using Kajabi or Thinkific or what are you building?
I'm using a platform called Teachable.
Teachable. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Looked at Kajabi. Was comparing Teachable and Kajabi for quite a while. A lot of things I like about Kajabi, but yeah, I decided to get started anyways.
There's a lot of things I like about Kajabi too, and there's a lot of things I absolutely hate.
Don't like? Yeah. Do you use it today or?
I personally don't. I do for my course. I use LearnDash.
What is it called?
LearnDash.
LearnDash. Okay.
It's integrated with WordPress, and then we use a program called Membrarium.
Okay. Yep.
So
for membership.
Yeah. So I have a membership site. It's called We Make Stuff Happen Bootcamps.com, and in that is like the 5 weeks of my social media course or the 10 weeks of my blogging course, and in that are all the calendar dates, all the worksheets, all the videos. Yeah. A private Facebook group where people join when they're in that course. And then, as I say, we use LearnDash as a software, if you like, to bring it all together. I have a VA that does all this for me. I mean, I understand it. Do I want to do it? Absolutely not. But, I've got 45 people enrolled in a course I start tomorrow.
Yeah.
I ain't got time to talk to 45 people with respect. So we have templated emails now and links to the Facebook group and links to their homework and links to their orientation, and it's all built out now.
It's all built out.
We do that really well, and we do that for all of our clients now really well.
Good.
As soon as I say Teachable to Melissa, she'll say, "Oh yeah, got it."
Yeah. So, I mean, if I were to say what I have, certainly that platform, I did a lot of the sort of back end work even before I built the course, but there's the web page, the WordPress site, which is just michelleneyers.com.
Okay. And is that site live?
Yep. That's the one I launched, Jonathan, when I launched the book. I decided I was going to just put everything under michelleneyers.com.
How do you spell it?
Michele. Yes. And then N like in Nancy, Eyers.
Oh, I missed an E. Okay.
It's okay.
Right. Just bring it up.
Yeah, it's a very simple, not very beautiful page right now, but
it's quite slow to load.
So. Is it? Yeah.
Okay, I got it now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got the purple and got your book covered. Okay. Yeah. Elegant themes. So good. Glad you did WordPress.
Yeah, me too.
Now on Amazon.
Me too.
Build this yourself?
What's that?
Did you build this yourself?
I did.
Good for you.
Yeah, like I said.
Hey, in life, there's two things. You either have more time than money or more money than time.
Exactly.
And
And really it did its purpose. There's a 3 lines, 30 days is the book landing page. Yeah, otherwise there's just like really basic information on the rest of the site right now. Yeah, so it did its purpose. It's not where I want it to be, of course.
Okay.
Is that something you do work with your clients on? I think you said that before with
so much, and we probably built, I wish I'd kept count, maybe 100 websites, around that number.
Yeah.
I've probably taught about 800 people how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've worked very closely with probably 50 or so people, gone very deep and created a whole brand and strategy like we did with Kim. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's a piece that's missing for me, is just the brand. As soon as you start talking about stuff like that, I just, my eyes want to cross. And someone asked me who's your ideal customer, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
God, like
we got all of that.
I have an idea, but
So this is something you're thinking about investing in right now, then?
I don't know about the time frame. I just decided I was going to take action as as it came to me, and it's something I've thought about before. And certainly, when I did the first book launch, I knew that I would never do that again. Just
Nice.
on my own without help. Like, I would much rather spend time doing the things that I'm good at.
Yes. Hey, why not?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what can we do about this, or what would you like to do about this?
I didn't think much further than beyond, having an initial sort of introduction call with you.
Totally. Well, obviously you got a little bit of social media going on.
Yeah, mostly in Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. What about Pinterest?
Yep, Pinterest as well.
Okay.
I love Pinterest. Actually, I really I like the visual aspects of Instagram, and Pinterest being the sort of search engine that it is, with the visual, people going there for inspiration. It feels like the right platform to be on for me and what I'm trying to create. Yeah.
Yeah, no, completely. I 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm probably, like I said, I haven't deliberately done a whole lot to grow followings there. Everything there is just pretty much organic, sharing, that kind of thing. Yeah.
No, I like it. Well, here's talk about timing. I start a course tomorrow, live. It couldn't be more opportune that we're talking today, because I literally do start something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is my social media bootcamp, which is the core course that I put everybody through.
You put everybody through that? Yeah.
Kim and Paul, in fact, Paul's going to be doing it tomorrow for the 3rd time. Not that he is a slow learner. It's just every time I teach it, I rebuild it, because it's new content.
Yeah, it's new content. Things change.
Yes. Yeah. So we start that tomorrow, and that's 5 weeks live of me and one of my colleagues, Lindsay. We teach those 5 steps. We do 1 step per week. So tomorrow we start with engage. So I teach it at, I'm always in Pacific time, but I do a live call at 2:00 Pacific, which is 5:00. Are you Eastern time?
Eastern time, yeah.
So 5:00 your time on a Tuesday, which is not the best time, I know, but it's recorded. And then every Thursday morning at 10 a.m., which is at 1 p.m. your time, I do another live call for an hour, but it's all Q&A. So I teach for an hour, and then I'm wide open for an hour twice a week. And then we have this Facebook group where everything happens in the middle, and then you get into the academy and all that kind of stuff. And literally everybody, and this is how my best way of getting to know people. And the cool thing is, it's like 45 people in this group. So suddenly you almost have like a ready-made target audience, not necessarily to buy from, but to bounce off, right?
Or to bounce off of, yeah.
It's like a small group and matrix and thing. And then
it was very much like that with Peggy's group too.
I give homework, if you like. I say homework. I try and get people to sort of challenge themselves to do something a little different each week. By the end of 5 weeks, you've got 5 weeks worth of content. You get 3 months worth of calendars from me to go forward with. We talk about video, we talk about blogging, we talk about social media posts, we talk about Instagram stories, all the different pieces of social media. And then when you get into the academy, we have a number of, because I can't teach it all in 5 weeks, but I have an expert on Pinterest, I have an expert on Instagram, an expert on LinkedIn, and we give you those previous interviews I've done recently as bonuses. So we start that. And then after that, because as a web build team, I mean, we're fully booked till pretty much December right now anyway. Not that we can't start and onboard, but we have a pretty full roster. But this way we're getting to know each other. We can see if there's a fit, if you think we could help you, if we think we can help you. And then at the end of the 5 weeks, we know each other really well. I mean, I always feel like we know each other quite well already, actually. Those personalities that just invites attraction, if you know.
Absolutely.
And then, so that might be a good first step. No pressure, it just happens to start tomorrow.
Sure. Jonathan, what if I feel pretty comfortable in social media already and don't feel like that's my sort of area where I need, not to say that I wouldn't go through it
I call it
because it's you know, I'm sure
social media bootcamp, but it's not really all social media. It's a lot about online visibility, of which social media is a main vessel for that space. But we do quite a lot of work with how Google picks you up, quite a lot of work around blogging, and then quite a lot of work around attracting your ideal client to send you their email. So it's a marketing strategy as well as the best practices and what's working with social media today. No, you don't have to do it, but it's a lot more than maybe I just described.
Just asking the question, like, you
I have
social media boot camp, so I wasn't sure.
I have people who are on this who actually do social media for other people, and they are pretty highly skilled, but they don't necessarily see business the way I see business. And you can be as beautiful on social media as anybody, but if it doesn't make you money or it doesn't give you the ideal client, then there is a point to it, but it's more nebulous than it is strategic. So I'm not a social seller. I'm a social attractor, and I want to attract the right kind of people to come to me. And this isn't just sitting in a room and just manifesting the people coming my way. There's a strategy to this.
No, there's a strategy.
I mean,
I could tell.
I've worked with a lot of manifestors, and I just said, so how's that working for you? I get the power of intention. Believe me, if I didn't, I couldn't be where I am today.
Right.
You still have to do the work.
You still have to take action. Absolutely. Deliberate.
Massive action.
Massive action. Yeah.
So I mean, how about I just give you a free ticket tomorrow and just come along and get a vibe for what we're doing. And if you think it's a fit, then we can talk about it.
Can't hurt.
I mean, we deeply discount this program anyway, because it's my way of being able to help as many people as I can. I used to host a free meetup, and I hosted that meetup for 10 years almost. And I would teach local businesses everything I knew in a physical forum. We charged an admission fee, but all of the admission fee we gave away to charity. So I never made any money. In fact, I probably lost money, truth be known, but it doesn't matter. And I've stopped doing that meetup because it it just ran out of steam.
It just, yeah.
So now, I mean,
At a
I'm
time.
permanently giving nuggets on my social media, but running the course and getting people into a private group, I know I can make an impact, and I can inspire a core group of people to do it. So I discounted down to $997 for the 10 sessions, and that's all live with me with $3,000 worth of bonuses in terms of value, if you like, in the group.
Yeah.
And at the end of the 5 weeks, people really know who I am. I know who they are. And this really is my stepping stone to people wanting to work more deeper with us. And the thing is, a lot of the steps that I teach, you need in place for us to be able to work with you anyway. Like having a Google My Business set up, having a strong foundation of some of the other pieces for the other pieces too. So yeah. Did you look at the sales? I don't know if you found it online, because we've been posting about it quite a bit lately, but I could send you the page if you like, just to show you what
that would be good. And you mentioned there's like a certain set of criteria that people need to meet in order to be able to work with you. Is that what I heard you say?
In the decision making
foundation.
Yeah, this way it's an easy way of people sort of saying, okay, I like them, or they like me, and then we can sort of, and that's how Kim and Paul sort of came to us. I mean, it was nice that Kim was referred to me by somebody who'd already worked with me indirectly. So do you know Angie Tomlinson?
Yes.
So Angie referred Kim to me, although I've never worked with her.
I know of her. Yeah, I know of her.
One of Angie's clients I worked with extensively. So this client was able to tell Angie all about me, even though Angie hadn't worked with me. And then she was so confident about that, she was able to refer me to Kim. We did have a good conversation. So
yeah.
Good. So I'm just going to put it in the chat box here now. I'll put your link to the page.
Okay.
There it is.
How often, Jonathan, do you offer your boot camp?
We will do it again probably at the end of January.
Okay.
Most likely at the end of January. There's no date on our website yet saying it's coming.
But it's something you offer more than once a year.
At least 3 times a year. Yeah. Quite often I get it sold out to a private company.
Yeah.
So we did it for real estate investors. We've done it for authors. We've done it for financial planners. And I speak at a conference, and suddenly like 45 people say, I'm buying it. And the course is already full.
Yeah. So, I mean,
the one I did in the summer was only for entrepreneurs in the speaking course, because they sold it out. So
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I know so many people who, it's such a vast space out there, and to have a strategy to work with someone who's done it before successfully.
So this is sharing my screen. So this is not this one. 1 second. This one. So it's called Social Media Bootcamp, and it's really about getting that social media to generate leads and sales, as I mentioned to you. And this is like, we get you're out there, we get that you've probably done some of it already, but is it really working? So right. And this lady's an author. This guy's a life coach. These people who just literally did the last course. Oh, someone from Annapolis, Maryland. You look like you just clicked on it.
Nope, it wasn't me.
Oh, that's just two. Wow. How interesting is that?
I know, right?
Universe must be resonating, but this is kind of what the course looks like. In Zoom, a lot of people, mainly probably 95% female, joining me, and then those 5 E's that I mentioned. So it's all fully branded out. And then what we do each week. So tomorrow is learning how to engage. The following week is how to have fun with it. Third week is how to position yourself as the expert. The fourth week is how to build that list and get them really sort of believing that working with you would make a difference. And then the fifth week is, how you create that unstoppable momentum. And you might know George, actually.
I do know George, yeah.
George did the last course. He then came to us. We've just rebuilt his website. He is now a full-service client for us, just like Kim. And yeah, we just produced a video for him. We just built a PowerPoint deck for him for a course that he's going to teach.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So do you do sort of a la carte services like that, Jonathan? Like once you get back to, or, you know, once you get to a foundational level, that was one of my questions, was whether, you know, you just, you know, sell a particular package and that's what you get, or if there are things that you do for your clients that.
Someone from La Jolla just
very specific.
That course as well. Interesting. Yeah. So, well, have a look at this. Okay. I don't want to do a hard sell or anything, because I was just happy to do a discovery session with you today. But I'll send you a link to tomorrow's Zoom.
Okay.
It's at 2:00, so 5:00 your time.
5:00 my time. And, I can make that work.
I think George might be on it. Paul might be on it. Paul Carter. I'm looking at my list of. I have a big wall in front of me with everybody's name on it. Who else you might? I don't know if there's anybody else. Ryan and Julie might be on it. If you know that Ryan and Julie Lemaire. They're in Boston. No, I think they were Paul's Matrix class. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be. Yeah. Okay.
I'll send you a link, and then after that we'll have another chat later this week and see what you feel, and then we can start to look at what working with us might look like.
Yeah. What that might look like.
I think the course would inspire you, and it would give us a chance to get to know each other in the meantime. So.
Yeah, I'm a little burnt out on courses. I will be honest with you, which is why I was asking about, you know, just timing of the course, and
you've never been in one of my
whether it's offered more than once.
I don't burn people out. I buy them up.
Yeah, I didn't say that you burnt people out. No, I'm burnt out on courses at the moment.
That's fine, and that's fine. Well,
even though I keep signing up for them. So. Yeah. I just I'm at that point, Jonathan, where I'm like, okay, I know that, you know, we continue to learn and evolve like all the time, lifelong learning. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I just want to put this out and do it in the right way, not just throw it out there and hope that people find it or the right people find it. So my sole intention is to do it in a way that is thoughtful.
Understood.
And
understood. Well, now I found your website, because I didn't know where it was. So you should change the link on your business page to this website rather than the other one.
Yeah, and I was pretty sure that that got changed. So I'm going to go double check.
Yeah, it's still going to the Juicy Conscious Living site, which seems to be broken at this point.
That's my author page on Facebook.
Let me share screens. I'll show you what I'm seeing.
Or on the Juicy Conscious Living page.
So on Facebook, this is your personal page, right? And then it goes to Juicy Conscious Living as your business page. And then when I go to the About section, the website here is the one that's broken. Yeah.
So on my personal page, Juicy Conscious Living is listed there?
It should as your business page, yeah. So I don't know on your personal page.
Oh, because it's showing founder and CEO.
Yeah, right.
Living. That's why.
I go to the business page.
Yeah.
I see it
now I see. Okay. Yeah, I need to change that.
I don't want link on your page.
I don't want people going there. That's just the way Facebook does it when you put your
Okay, and this is your landing page.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, this is good. I like the branding. I like the colors of this page.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got some
nice. It took a long time.
Oh, look at that. Very, very juicy. I like it.
Yeah, it's very simple. I mean, when the launch was going on, of course, the bonuses were in there as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, right now there's just the freebie.
Okay, no worries.
Awesome.
Well, how nice to meet you.
Well, lovely to meet you too. For real.
Yeah, I've got this recorded, so this is a great start. I'll send you a link for tomorrow.
Okay.
Show up and have a think, and then we're friends on Facebook. Just message me and we'll take it from there.
We'll figure out what the next step is. Wonderful. Thank you, Jonathan. I really appreciate the time. Yeah, you too. Take care. Bye-bye.